Okay, sweet, we're live. All right. It's a crazy long day today. All right, so we're going to do a quick night stream or night watch instead of a day watch. And I'll leave you with this video for the open tomorrow. Get some sleep. I did actually. I fell asleep. Took a quick power nap, woke up. Hello, Wizard. I know some of you are all awake out there right now. Not a whole hell of a lot of you, but I know that some of you are awake right now. I know some of you can't sleep. Guaranteed. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Good evening, John, Wizard, BD, Travis. Actually, I just woke up, poured a glass of whiskey. Haven't had a drink all day long, believe it or not. I'm going to have one tonight with you. Stocks after darks. Azula might have to steal that with you from you. That's a good one, bro. Good evening, Ben. Banky. So I poured a whiskey. Totally sober. I took a nap and then I just woke up. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Gonna try to have a cocktail or a whiskey. I'll try to fall asleep so that I can wake up early, be ready in the morning. Hello, PD. Hello, RS. Hello, Josh. Hello, Mateus. Banky, Ben. Shocker, nobody's asleep, right? Azul, that's a great name, man. CJ, good morning from Taiwan. BD. Yeah, have some bourbon with me. Chansu, Speed, how are you? Captain After Dark. I was thinking about I used to do a daily watch or a daily brief video and just record it. Hello, Joe. I used to just record it and that was it. So I know that some of you guys need some of this information in the overnight. Oh, shit. Joe Harper. Joe Harper. Sorry to wake all of you guys up. I bet some of you are wondering if I'm okay. I'm totally sober. I took a nap. My wife and my kids had me and then power napped. Have a little bit of bourbon. I've got some High West campfire bourbon. Not campfire. This is the double barrel bourbon, I think. Yeah, I fell asleep, took a power nap, and I kid you not, I had trading dreams. Sue, good morning. Dougie, Mellow Yellow, X, T Crone. So everybody's getting in here. I can't believe people are actually rolling in. Yeah, I want to make this video because it's important. And I want to get it out to you before the start of the day tomorrow so that you guys are prepared when we start the day. Normally, I wouldn't make a video like this, but I need to get this out there so that all of you out there, Little Big Bear, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, yeah, so it's a little bit early. Good job, X. Yeah, T-Crone. Amen, what up, brother? Dylan, to the moon tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to talk about that right now. Thank you, Stocks Anonymous. Appreciate that comment. We're going to talk about a few things for what's going on. Thank you, Ben. We have to talk about a few things. It's important for you as a bull and bear to get this video tonight. I wouldn't make it if I didn't think it was important for tomorrow. And it's like I got done trading today and then I'm thinking about it all night long. Fall asleep with my wife and kids. I can't get it out of my head. Yeah, I passed out, man. I had a date with my wife and kids and then I passed out. My brain was fried. Hey, Matt A. Hey, young trader, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Yields to the moon, whoever that is. If he ever shows back up, let him know I said thank you very much for the tip. Appreciate it. Hello, Andy. Good to see you. I know some of you are still awake. Hey, Chaz. So you got people showing up here. This is good. It's important I make this video. It's important because of where we are in the market. And I got to get this done. Let's get this out of the way. Pour yourselves a cocktail. Light up a spliffy if it's legal where you are. Smoke a cigarette, a cigar, pack a dip, grab a cup of water. If you're in Australia, I guess you're kind of screwed. How can you guys go to the liquor store now yet or what? The nightcap. Ooh, Alex. How you doing, Alex? That's a good one too, Alex. Yeah, isn't it wild, Josh? You go out in the regular. Once you start hanging around in here, you're gonna start seeing how the public acts, and you're gonna say, "I'm trading a different market than everybody else." Hello, Benjamin. Hello, Randall. Aldolfo. Hello, Billy S. Joel. You're gummied up, right on, brother. I love gummies. Hi, John. I figured that was what you're saying. All right, so we're going to talk. We have to talk about this. It's an important discussion for where we are. Yeah, brother. Break out that campfire, Andy. Play along. Some of you guys out there know what High West whiskey is. That stuff is delicious. And as a matter of fact, I think some of their whiskey is now their own. It's taken a decade, I think, for them to get some of their own actual whiskey. They were buying it from whoever makes Pappy. They were buying it from originally. I know those guys. The guys who started High West Distillery. I used to be good friends with them a long time ago. They wound up selling out. Those guys got big. They created their first they created a restaurant and a distillery, and then they made a second one, and they got bought out quick. Speed. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's get on the road here. Pour yourself a whiskey. I apologize for making this video so late. I have to get it out though because we have to talk about briefly that we have to shift into old school Davey day trader mode. It's critical that you do. If you can't do this move, right on. Yeah, little big bear cheers to all of you out there. It's important for you to understand that right now in this market. All right, Bullet here. Hey Charles, how are you, brother? I love Bullet Rye. It's one of my best cocktails. A Bullet Rye, old fashioned, I think. Yeah, Andy, that restaurant is bang up, man. They did a great job right out the gate. That company did a great job. They marketed it perfectly. The food was easy to eat, especially for Park City. It was just like get down food. This is WBRR Market Pirate Radio, and you are listening to the Nightcap with Captain Jim James. What's the other one that he said? Nightcap. I like the Nightcap one, and I like the other one that Azul Blue said. Yeah, there's no need. I want you guys to all understand that right now. There's some need to hold stuff overnight right now. It's going to get easier to hold stuff overnight when it's appropriate, and we're going to talk about that because we're shifting into a mode in the market right now where the moves are going to be very fast, and it's going to be very easy for us to see what to sell. It's going to be very easy for us to see when we have a real reversal. And what we're going to do is going to use old school day trading charts. We're not going to care where the bottom is. We're going to get that out of our minds, that conversation from this morning. Sue, what did you delete? Message retracted? Put that comment back up there, whatever it was. Hi, Nightcap. Hi, Jasmine. All right, Paul. Good evening, Paul. Good to see you. We're going to talk. This is important. We're going to start this one last time. This is important. I wouldn't normally make this nighttime video. Took a break, took a nap, woke up with server with like dreams, right? Lucid dreams, whatever. And when I'm done with these dreams, I get up and I'm like, I gotta make this video before open tomorrow because there's been a shift, and we have to move into day trader mode, even if it's a down and dirty lesson in day trading. We're going to use some traditional charting techniques. I'm going to show you some traditional charting techniques. We're going to trade against those using Bookmap Live, but I want you to have these charts ready to rock tomorrow. You can transfer these from the futures contracts over to SPY easily. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of you'll get a little bit of a wonkiness in the charts, but it won't be enough for you to not figure it out. Now, you guys need to understand this stuff, okay? Because the markets are going to move fast in the next week or two. And while they're moving fast, we need to talk about how everything is really a sell the market moment. And where you're going to pick up these trades, where you're going to pick up the shorting, where you're going to look for a turn in the market, a real turn in the market. How are you going to be able to recognize a real turn in the market? And what are the options leading into the next 3 or 4 days? It's going to get very dangerous around here. I want you to put the blinders on when you're out there talking to people in public as to where the bottom is. I want you to put the blinders on when you're listening to the public talking to you right now about do we sell down? Do we snap back tomorrow? All those kind of things, because we're going to talk about it tonight on how to recognize where those levels are, to know when to short this market, and what to expect in the next few days. And it's pretty simple. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a basic chart on the three major indexes. We'll do we'll do the SPY, and we're going to do Nasdaq specifically. Sometimes the IWM, the RUT trades a little bit slower. So we're going to mainly focus on Nasdaq and S&P 500. Specifically, we'll do the charts on ES, and you guys can follow along in the next few days. If you're a new trader, this environment might be a little bit too fast for you as it moves along, so you might want to just paper trade this. But this is a great introductory class on how to trade a fast-moving market. All right? So you're already short caps, so you're good. You're not fucked stonks. And this is a good video for you as well, because you could get scared. Yeah, futures are decent right now. I'll bring up futures if you want me to bring up futures. Futures should be good. And we're going to talk about that right now. So first off, tomorrow on Thursday, okay, we've got claims and continuing claims. They should offer a little bit of volatility, but probably not. The big thing that you're looking for tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. is the Philadelphia Fed, okay? You're going to be looking for this manufacturing survey. Existing home sales is at 10 a.m. The big thing, I think at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. we've got some oil news coming out. I think it's like a regular thing, and it's very volatile around this time period. So be cautious if you're trading oil, if you don't already know that. 8:30 though, the Philadelphia Fed should lend some decent volatility tomorrow. Okay, at 8:30. Now the key though is I don't think that these events matter as much at this point. I want you guys to be focused on two things in the next few days. I want you to be focused on the chart. I want you to be focused on where we are on the chart, on a traditional chart to day trade. And then I want you to pair that with watching Bookmap, okay, as we come into these zones. And there's a reason for that. So we're going to look at this is the S&P 500, the E-mini. You know, we got all these tricky volatility, not volatility, positive, negative gamma, all this kind of crap. Got some price targets below. You can see that from this morning, we pretty much nailed it, right? We're a little bit above on S&P. We really nailed if you guys want to see the RUT, Emerson and I were talking about the RUT, right? Let me show you the RUT chart for the first target. We hit this thing right to the head. I mean, we pinned this, Mark. We pinned this. I showed you this chart this morning, and we nailed the RUT. And we saw hedge flow come in at the end of the day, heading down here. This is 194.7, right? And you saw the 196 puts come out, the hedge wall come out. So this is the new target area down here. We're heading down here, just so you know. But we're going to be looking at the ES, okay? And, you know, we got to look at ES real quick. I'm going to wipe this entire chart clear here. I'm going to get rid of this chart for you because this is not what's important about this chart. And what is important about this chart, we're going to look this on a 3-month. This works pretty well. This might show us well, okay? So we're kind of in a damage mode here in the market. And I want to show you, you know, what do we have here for, see if we can change this here. Kind of doing this wonky here. I need to change this up. But this is how basic stuff gets when we're in this environment. Is you've got, you know, resistance above here, somewhere in here, right? You got this basic trading area here, right? We traded outside of the bounds here, traded outside of the bounds here, traded above and below, traded down here, right? We've made some consecutive new lows though, right? You can see these here again and again and again. We're coming into volatility with the Fed on the 26th. We're coming into volatility with ER season. We're coming into the volatility of positive call delta rolling off the market right now. We see the hedging coming into the market. We know that the call wall is not being expanded and that the put wall is below. Okay. So all of these things, you know, you're getting that puzzle that you're putting together. And you just 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 does equal, 3 or 4. Same thing goes for the bulls when we have all this call flow coming in, to the market. So we're going to do some resistance here, okay? We're going to do a resistance channel right here, okay? I want you to see this right here, okay? This is major resistance right here, right? I also have another one right down here, okay? I want you to see these. I don't like this one here. I do like this one that's higher. Here, wrong side. Right there. That looks pretty savage, right? Over here. You can kind of see where I'm getting at here. And I want you to see what the bulls actually have to work through to get back out of here. Oh, sorry, hold on here. The bulls, no joke, have some serious. I mean, you could move this one up here. I mean, that's ultimately what you're looking for. You can move it down here to start. This is not as relevant right now. But you're starting to see some resistance, right? We've got steep resistance right here. We've got more resistance at this line right here. We have more resistance above, believe it or not, right here. And believe it or not, this is major resistance. Okay? So we have pitfalls and traps. No matter where we are in futures right now, we have pitfalls and traps here, here, right? You've got another pitfall and a trap here, here, and here. And the question becomes, where are we going to trade down to? So let me see if I can give you some marks down here. We know we have some support, even if it's light support, 4,500. Hold on here. We know that the next support is at 44.50, or 44.50. We saw some. Right there. This is light support. Make that a small line. We know that our next target below is going to be 4,400. Hands down. This is our next target. We're going for at least blood down here at some point. Okay? This is what the bears are doing out there. If you're a bull, I'm going to let you know that this is what the bears are looking for. And if we get down to this 4,400, there's no reason why we shouldn't just take it down to 42.6 or so, 42.8. Here's that 42.8 that I was talking to you about right down here. Told you guys 42.8. We had some hedging come out. This is the target into February. How do we get down here is the big question, right? So we'll get this on a month real quick. Take a look at this on a month. See if there's any more rejection points, and there isn't. Now, we're going to look at a few things here, okay? You can see all these resistance points. You can come back to this video tomorrow, mark all this stuff out for yourself, but I want you to pay attention to Bookmap as we get into these little areas. There's even a smaller one right down here. Smaller one right here. There's even another opportunity for shorting. You can see all these pitfalls that we have, right? You can see us trading above in futures, trying to get above this little area, this little zone of support. This is like a small intraday kind of a thing right here. Make this a 1 if you wanted. Right in here. It's going to try to find some weak-ass support here into tomorrow. But the real key that I want you guys to understand is this is what bulls are facing, okay? And there's only a few options for this stuff, how it's going to go. And into tomorrow, you could see us, you come up here and we could start trading down like this. Right? This slow drag down into the weekend, into Monday or Tuesday. And if we trade this, if we start trading this tomorrow, this immediate rejection off the open tomorrow, if we start to trade something like this, I want you to trade this with the moving averages. Remember earlier this week on, I think it was Tuesday, we were day trading the SPY, and someone asked me to post on Twitter how I had up the 20-day, the 50-day, the 100-day, the 200-day on a daily chart, just simple moving averages. Had them on a daily chart in the 1 minute. And I was looking for a place. You can look at my fingers, look at my video here where I'm talking. I was looking for a place to just take short here, okay? So if we start trading like this, right, I just want you to be conscious of this move, and that you're just pulling all of these as we trade down slow. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is you saw above here this trading zone that we have up here. Go back to the 3 month real quick. If we start to trade sideways like this, right, these big, huge moves, and then we have capitulation down, we know the bulls are in charge, or the bears are in charge. So we know if we do any kind of sideways trading, you're typically going to have that same thing happen, right? So if you see anything different, like if we start to do this kind of goofiness like this, it's the same kind of thing, okay? You're going to be looking for a higher move out of whatever channel we're in. If we see anything like this sideways movement here, it starts to break out of this channel. Any higher moves like this, you're going to look to trade it down, okay? Same kind of a deal. So see any movement like this, we're gonna take that high move and take it down. See if I can get rid of these real quick. Hold on here. And this is where it comes into Bookmap. When we're watching Bookmap, we've got this chart up here. We're going to leave a chart like this. I want you to have a chart like this, and I want you to be watching Bookmap as we trade this market down, okay? You're going to be looking for a wall of sellers pouring in. We're going to look for a call or put flow rolling in at specific moments on this chart. And we're going to wait to take the trip down until we get to one of these moments, no matter where it is in here, okay? There might be a small movement in here, 46.40 or so. But generally speaking, we're going to be looking for any kind of a bull recovery and capitulation down, okay? We have not seen any kind of a bottoming pattern here. We did not see it in the close today. We did not see it with the calls. All those calls that were bought today, they mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. And you're going to know when it means something, okay? You'll see some kind of a basing. You'll see, as a matter of fact, when you guys want to see what a base looks like in here, there's two. There's the one where you've got the big giant hammer candle. We talked about that earlier this week. You'll see it. You'll know it when you see it. You'll see us when you see a V-shaped recovery. When you see that big hammer candle, you're going to see a recovery in one day that's like this high, right? We're going to go up like 100 handles, 70, 100 handles in one day. You'll know then that that's a recovery, okay? You'll know the powerfulness of the move. If you see us kind of trading sideways, which are goofing around like this, we talked about this earlier this week, right? When we're saying, hey, we're not seeing that powerful move. So when you're saying this goofiness, just kind of lollygagging around like this, you know that eventually we're trading down, right? You know we are. I know we are. You know we are. So you can just kind of feel it in the market. You can feel the way the market's trading, that it's not that recovery, right? If you think that we're recovering and it's not a hammer candle, you know that it's going to be not this sideways goofiness. You know that it's going to be boom, move up, right? Test, move up, right? Big moves, boom, test again, and then a move higher, right? You know it's going to be something severe like this. You're going to see the bulls trying to get out of this move, and you know they're going to have some power behind them. We're not seeing that right now. And we're not seeing it. We haven't seen it. We're probably not going to see it until the market gods, or until bulls basically feel confident. You're just not going to see it. So we're going to use some old school charting techniques for reversals, and we're going to look for capitulation from bulls at moments, right? So we're going to look for this trade down below here. We're going to look for this next area here. I want you guys to realize too, you'll see something crazy. You're going to see something. Let's say we come up here let's say this nice, but you got bulls out there thinking we're going to head back higher, right? 459, maybe 45 more, maybe 463. Doesn't matter if we come to here. None of this matters. None of these moves here matter. Any moves that you see above, and the stronger the move that you see above, right? And you really want to see this, right? I want to see this as a bear now. I want to see us move higher. I'd love to see us move up here too, because we've got a channel here now too, right? We know where this channel is. You can put it right here. Do I think that we trade down? Put it back on this 3 month here. Do I think that we break through this channel? No. But do I think that every single moment here is a sell the news event at this point? I do. This move, right, we haven't done this since March 2020. We're in bear town now. So where you're looking for us to trade within some sort of a, I think the bulls are going to say, yeah, we're going to come all the way up here. And even if they do come all the way up here, even if we grind up this high, I promise you there'll be a failure here. We're going to come straight down. Everything's going to be straight down at this point. Okay? And you might not see, you might start to see rejection. I want you to use Bookmap at these levels here for that rejection. I want you to be looking for these down. I want you to be looking for this move down, right? Looking for entry, right? So we start just trading down. Doesn't matter if it's there. Doesn't matter if it's there. It doesn't matter if it's here. As of right now, the bulls are not in charge. The bears are. So just like being bullish, right? I want you to start looking at the chart like this for the rest of the week into next Tuesday. Anyone that's telling you that they're bullish for a snapback move up to 46.65, I want you to know that the bears would love it. It's going to give them an entry to take it short again. There's nothing about the market right now that's bullish. All you're going to be looking for is to take short here. Your only targets right now is to be watching Bookmap. If you have Bookmap on your own, right, start marking these levels down on a piece of paper. A piece of paper, whatever you're going to do, replay this video so that you can look for where the entries are. So you can, even if you just check back in, let's say you're on your traditional chart, you're not paying attention to the live stream, you can even set alerts, come back on to YouTube and say, hey, we're here at this moment right now. I want to see if we're getting some resistance here. I want to see if we're getting some resistance here or here. And you'll see the wave of put flow coming in. You'll see the wave of sellers coming in on Bookmap. You can match up all three, right? Your traditional chart, Bookmap, and the flow that's coming in to know when the bears are really stepping in. Okay? I don't care if it comes up here and sits up here. I don't care if it comes up here and starts lollygagging around over here. It's still going to sell down. And the rules don't apply like they did above positive and negative gamma, or up, like positive gamma. If we're in positive gamma, I'd say, yeah, expect us to trade back up higher. We can still make another move down, but yeah, expect another move higher. But for where we are in the market below 460, we're on the bear. We're going to give the bears the benefit of the doubt at this point and know that we may not trade as high as this larger channel here. Okay? And I want you to use the Bookmap for these resistance levels. And it's a minefield for bulls right now. 100% minefield. Now you would see if you were to see some kind of a bear or a bull comeback, a real comeback, you'd be looking for massive call flow, like 40, 50, 60, 70,000, or excuse me, 40, 50, 60 million dollars in call flow. And with that not happening, I want you to put that bear hat on. I would never be trading this as a bull at this point. So I'm done buying any kind of, I might buy some small 10 cent, 5 cent bull calls to take this up, to take this for some quick profits. But in general, your focus at this point should be looking for these targets to ride this down. And furthermore, I want to say one last thing here is, even if you trade up to this area above here, right? the moves down are going to get even more severe. If you trade up to here, that move down is going to be gnarly. Okay? If this move is right here, this won't be gnarly, but you can buy 0 dates like this. Okay, and you just tag them and bag them until there's more capitulation to the ultimate target. If we start trading strong in here, you're not going to buy any puts at any of these levels. You're just going to watch each level, and if we just keep plowing through them, you're going to go balls deep up in here. You're going to take this balls deep if we trade this high, because we are going to trade down into this area. Okay, put the bear plug in. Hey Emerson, how you doing? Emerson, you want to see something cool, brother? I know Emerson will like seeing this. How's that pinstrike, bro? Emerson will like seeing this. Look at that tag, brother, today. To the pin. You like that? Nice little pin strike. So that's my point on the S&P 500, okay? Because I want you to get back into traditional charting, how to sell these rips. I wouldn't normally say that I'm gonna. Typically I'll use it as my first basis. I'll start with traditional charting, and then I look elsewhere for what the flow is saying, what the real money is saying. But I think this is one of those times where the market is going to react to, if we're trading down using the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 on the daily moving average. But to trade this down, if we stay below this area here, and then just traditional charting methods looking for that moment to take this lower. Show me the things, baby. You just like that thing? I knew you liked that RTY chart. That was from this morning. Yeah, Rusty is in balls deep bear town, without a doubt. The balls deep in Beartown. The S&P, not as bad as RTY. RTY is the worst, but that is the underlying of our market. So you have to compare the two at this point. You know, it's just like TLT. TLT, sometimes there's divergence and sometimes there's convergence when it matters to tech, and sometimes it's sell it all. Sometimes you're looking at TLT to figure out if tech's going to go higher or if tech's going to go lower. And then sometimes TLT and tech will both sell off same time. So in this ES SPY chart, you can transfer this to SPY easily. The only thing I would make a note for you if you're a cash trader is that sometimes I'll get slipped up. Let's see these little moves down here. See these little overnight moves that you see? I won't plot this on SPY and it becomes a problem. So I'll bring up a SPY chart and then I'll compare it to an ES chart, and I'll make my channels slightly larger in SPY to account for these moves in the overnight, because these things do matter if they happen again in cash market. You ever notice that you try to chart out a traditional chart on a SPY chart and you'll blast through your support and resistance levels on the up and down, but it'll slap back? That's because you're not accounting for the channel in futures, typically in ES on your SPY cash market chart. So if we pin strike here in futures, the cash market chart might have this channel like right here. This is probably the cash market channel right here. So you won't account for this, and then we'll slap down in cash market and hit the actual channel from the futures, from Globex. So you guys are ever wondering why you're like, hey, I charted this, why didn't we hit it to the pin? It's normally because we're hitting a channel from Globex in the cash market. And there's a very small difference in cash market and Globex, but it becomes very amplified when you're traditionally charting. But in here, I want you to make up a chart like this, because we are no longer in bull town on SPY. Well, look at NQ. NQ is a little bit better off as well than RTY. If you want the safe trade, it's the safe bear play with some time on it for a snapback is RTY, not Nasdaq. There is one thing for the bulls out there is that I want to say for the bulls is that if there was a chart that has a better chance of coming higher, it's more than likely Nasdaq. You know, Nasdaq trades wild, right? This doesn't look at all like the SPY chart. And we have this typical trading area up here. Right, this is the chart from this morning. Nothing's changed. We've got this nice trading zone, right? We traded outside of it, snapped back, or we got bulls taking profit, right? Vicious move down, right? Bulls taking profit, vicious move down. Bulls taking profit, vicious move down outside of normal trading area. Traded higher, trapped buyers, and we ripped down lower. And so we're going to look for these violent moves just like this, okay? This should continue down until stuff gets cheaper again, until things get cheaper. Now down here, way back here, right, this is October 21. This is a nice bounce zone down here, 1416. Okay, I still think we're setting up for. Let me switch over here. I still think that we're setting up for much lower pricing, down to 13,570. I think we're somewhere down in here. We're already down at 13. You guys, 14,000 is going to be a psychological moment for people. We have that capitulation move down below. We kind of park it here and take it back up again. And that puts us back into June, May, and even further back, I think, into February, if I remember. This is 11,875. This is nasty down here. This is October of 2020. I think this is actually June as well. This puts us back at least into February of 21, right when the real selling started on speculative tech. We talked about how the indexes, last week we talked about how the indexes need to come down to meet up with the stealth correction in the background, right? Look at this big chart right here. This doesn't seem irrational to be trading this down further, right? You know the bears are in charge. There could be a bigger snapback here because you'd have bulls out there that don't care. We noticed when we talked this week about how you're still seeing a bid in Tesla, still seeing people buy TQQ calls, still seeing people buying Apple calls. You know that if you go onto social media, you see people saying, hey, Apple's going to have a great ER. NVIDIA's going to have a great ER. Amazon's going to have a great ER. But what? But what if? But what if? So this may get more violent than the SPY will. You could see bids coming in, retail swinging this higher than you'd expect. Right? But you can see right here, you can see this dotted line that I have. Right? We can snap back up above here. We're going to do the same kind of a move here on Nasdaq, okay? Matter of fact, let me clear the chart off. Just clean this whole entire chart. I'll get a new chart for you guys. You have a slightly higher rejection, right? Which is higher. This is higher than SPY. SPY's is much more pronounced. Another one right here. More severe. Right? Got another one right here. Another baddie zone. Got another one right here. And in reality, this is all you're looking for at this point. Traditional charting. You're going to be prepared for these rejections. And I want you to just do a traditional chart, right? You can just start up top again. There's one right there. You know that Nasdaq moves 100 points a day or whatever. You can bring this lower if you wanted to. Do some smaller ones. It's got a band up here, a band over here. Some of you know how to chart, some of you don't. You can start to see where all these things line up, right? You can do these more like bands because Nasdaq moves 100 points, 300 points a day. You're gonna be looking for failures like swooping failures. Same thing down here. So they're getting tighter as we move down here. And we'll take this off auto. And we're going to look for the next price target. We know here we just broke below this 15,000, right? This is a psychological thing like we're talking about going down hitting 14,000. Right? Our next big target, though, is going to be 14,500. 14,600, somewhere in here. You see a little bit of a bumpy road in here. Right, we're already at that bumpy road right now. We're here at this bumpy road right here. So we'll put the next one down below. Wait a minute. Somewhere in here. But as of right now, we're looking to sell 500. You see how vicious that looks? Get one more you can sneak in right here. Sorry, hold on. There's one more sneaky hidey in here. Right in here. I mean, look at all of this that the bulls have to work through to actually get above this zone here. This is nasty. Right? This is all nasty. Even if they trade above higher, doesn't matter if they trade, doesn't matter if we just start trailing off tomorrow morning. You know what the price target is. You're going to look for, we'll bring up the Qs tomorrow. We'll watch the Qs and SPY tomorrow specifically. And you can see it'll happen up here. We might trade sideways. You're going to look for any kind of weakness. And this is all weak trading right here. If you want to see some conviction in Nasdaq, right? It's going to be something like this in a day. You'll know it if you see it. All right? Any kind of this bullshit where we start out quick, start doing any kind of goofiness like this, you might see one quick move up and then we trade down. You might see one quick move up and then we trade down. If we get something strong like this, you're still going to look for a retest down below, something like this, and then a move higher, okay? But you'll know this when it happens. You'll know if we get some kind of power move like this. But otherwise, this is a little bit exaggerated right now, but otherwise, you're looking to sell all these rips. Now you can come back in this video, snap your own lines. You don't need me to be snapping lines for you, but what I do want you to know as we head into tomorrow is that, tight here, is that you should have a chart like this from this point forward. I want you to have a chart like this, depending upon what you're trading, and then I want you to compare it, set alerts, whatever you're going to do. And you're going to look for that where that heavy resistance is. Now, we use this today, something similar to this I used with you guys. I kept popping into the video today and saying, hey, look, we're probably going to trade on the SPY to, I think it was 559. I can't remember exactly where it was. 568 or something. I think it was it was 558 or something like that. I forget where, but we came back on video and I said, hey, we're at resistance at this level. And sure enough, we rolled over on it. We started trading down, right? And we just kept going and going and going into the close today. That same kind of a movement that we did today in the SPY, we're going to be looking for as we trade the rest of this week. So when we wake up tomorrow, wake up on Friday, when we wake up on Monday, you're going to hear people tell you that we're going to trade sideways or that kind of bullshit. You're going to hear that from YouTube channels. You're going to hear from traders. You're going to hear that we're going to have this huge snapback recovery. We have to go back to the scene of the crime, yada, yada, yada. None of that holds true anymore in the SPY Doesn't hold true in RTY. If it's potentially always there on the table. We're going to trade up higher. But the reality is, at this point, this is a move to liquidate the market. And that's what we're doing. We're liquidating the market. Hopefully, if we can get up here, that's fine. But the moves and the resistance levels that are in store for the bulls is going to be relentless. It's going to be relentless until there's that moment where we trade down lower. Okay, we need that breath of fresh air down here. We need it down here like 428, maybe even lower. I don't know if we get lower right now. It might be later in March that we get lower than this area here. We do another failure above somewhere in here. We reject and come back down into March. But for right now, this is a downward move. Okay. Yeah, be leery of any dips. Positioning is no longer intact in this market. And they're not bottoms. And the only way, and I want you guys, if you're a bull, let's say you're a bull out there, the only thing I want you to know is that you're looking for two kinds of things, okay? If you want to see a bullish switch in this market, you're looking for a V-shaped recovery, like straight up north, couple bounces here, and these bounces better be convincing, and then a move higher. Or you're looking for something major like this, okay? Bam, bam. If you see some moves like this, this is convincing. Oftentimes in the past on Twitter, I've taken these moves higher, and people, I hear bears out there say, "Why did he's crazy taking this move?" It's because of how big this move is. If you start seeing this goofy nonsense down here, like this, these little wonky, limp dick kind of things, or if you see us move up here, and then a kind of a limp dick move like this, anything like this. Sorry to say limp dick, but any kind of limpiness like this, it's coming back down. They better be powerful moves, or it better be a V-shaped recovery. And until you see that big hammer candle, how am I still going? I fell asleep, took a nap, and then I woke back up and I had like this dream, and I'm like, I got to talk to people about this for tomorrow. So we're going to end the stream now at this point anyways. We're close to ending the stream. But I do want you guys to come back, rewatch this video, set yourselves some sell the rip points in the market. Be ready to trade tomorrow. There's a lot of money to be made in here. A lot more than you might know. There's a ton of money to be made in this market. This is a money-making move, and we're going to make some more money as we trade this down into the next week or two. This could last a little bit longer, but there's going to be some powerful moves in here. There's going to be a ton of money to be made. I want you guys to have these charted out for you so you're ready to go at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I want to come on here tomorrow and have you guys asking me, hey, where's this at? Where's that at? What are we looking for? And all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I missed all of you. Yeah, I went out yesterday at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I went to sleep, and then I was up all day long with you guys. Then I had dinner with my family, and then I passed back out, had this like weird nightmare, woke up at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock or whatever. And I was like, I gotta get this stuff out. So Siri's asking what the play is tomorrow. Play is to sell every rip. That is what it is. Does not matter where the rip is. You can go back in this video and take a look at where to sell the rip. Start charting this stuff out on NQ and ES. Traditional charting is going to be your friend the next few days. And you're going to be watching traditional charting alongside Bookmap for when the real sellers come in, and pair that up with some options flow. So have a great night, everybody. This is real, true sell the rip stuff. So we are now in Bear Town. There's nothing bullish about this market. Anyone telling you out there that it is doesn't know what they're talking about. I promise you. This is not that droid. This is not. Can I just trade accounts for you? Trade your accounts for you. So we'll trade this. We'll trade this together tomorrow. We'll trade this together on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday as well. And it doesn't matter if we start dribbling down right away. Doesn't matter if we trade higher. Doesn't matter if we trade sideways. If anything, if we start doing these weak-ass sideways trades, we're just going to go all in on puts at this point. Okay? Hey, you're welcome, Andy. Hope you guys all have a great night. Sorry to keep you guys up this late, to wake you guys up out there. Cheers to all of you. Let's have a quick drink before we go to bed. But But this is an important time in the market. I want you guys to know that I missed the key trend line. What did I miss on NQ, Emerson? Let me know. Did I miss one? It's a little bit late right now. Give me that trend line, brother. Let me go back and take a look. This one right here. Is this the one that you're talking about? Should I put this in here for you? Emerson, which one? Emerson thinks we're getting a bounce back that's big. I know he does. I'm waiting for you, Emerson. I'm still here because I want to pump it in here. December 28th. Oh, 28th at 6 p.m. 16,650. Oh. Hold on. December 28th. $650. 1650. You want this one a little bit tighter? Oh yeah, hold on. I know what he's talking about right here. Yeah, that's a fair point. I'll give you that one. I was thinking that these don't matter as much right now. Anything up here is sell the news, but I agree with you. I agree with you on this one. This is key. That is key trend line. I'll give you that. I always consider Nasdaq like hand grenades and horseshoes. Close enough. Hold on here. No, you're not sorry. Don't be sorry at all, Emerson. Always. I'm not that trader. I'm not the guy that's like, I have to be right. So whenever you guys correct me, I appreciate it. Whenever you guys give me something that I need to know, I appreciate it. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe, hold on. Did you want me to do it like this? Let me know if you want me to put this one in different like this. That one right there, my brother. Somewhere in there. Hold on. Something like that. Somewhere in there, right? Is that it right there? Let's see if I can get that in there better. Maybe a little bit higher, right? I think it's somewhere in there. So right there, slightly off key right here. Does that work? Uh-oh, blood stunt. I love blood stunt. I love bulls, by the way. I am a bull, so whenever a bull's like, Hang Seng is ripping up. Oh, yeah. I seek advice from all of you guys. I rely upon you guys just as much as you rely upon me. I rely upon you as well. Okay, so 16,655. No worries, my man. December 28th. $16,555 to today, 15,099. Right there. Ooh. It's right here. Is that the one right there? Hold on a second. Oh, it's major. Let me see. December 28th, right? I got the December 28th, 16,555. Oh, I see you. Is this it right here? Oh, hold on. Right there. That's the one, right? Somewhere in here, right? Probably the beginning right here. This little nudge right here. That's a fair point, right? That's it right there. Let's put I didn't put the channel on here either, did I? I didn't put the did not put didn't put that one in either right there. You know, this is key support right here. Should be a little bit higher. Shit, now I need another one right here too. There you get me want to work on these all night long. Right there and there. Bam, 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 bam. Capitulation move. Rejection. This should be red. This should be yellow right here too. See, now I'm going to get it all complicated as we're doing this. Rejection. Above. Slam down. Good job, Emerson. starting to be like, all right, here we go. What my expectations are going to be. Something like that. Bam, bam, bam. Down. Swoop up. Retag 15,524 and see you later. Good night. Yeah, thanks for mentioning it. I appreciate it. And that's the thing. What are we hashing out? What are we doing here, right? That is the key right now, is what is going on. We got this move, right? Nice tag move. Capitulation, right? Bears lose or bulls lose steam. Trade lower. Try to bring it higher. Stay right in that channel right there. You guys see that? Let me see if I can change that to a red, so you can see the difference. Maybe red's not really the right color. Is that a better color? Right? Bulls take profit. Right? Bears take profit. Everybody's happy. Bulls take profit. Right? Bears take profit. Bulls take profit. Everybody's fat and super happy. Sell it down below. Way down here. Move higher. Sold. The expectation would be, right? 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. That's going to be the move, right? We'll look for a little bit of rejections down here and we dribble down, or we're going to trade higher into 15,500 and then we're going to trade this thing down. And there's our price target minimum right here, 14,400. We could even go lower. I think it's probably, oh, wait a minute. It's probably somewhere even lower. Somewhere down in here. You guys see that move? Yeah, you know, the hard to see is crashing during earnings season. In volatility, we do take cash from the banks. I agree with that. That point of hard to see is crashing during earnings season, I agree with that. But we entered correction territory today at the close. So we are now in correction territory. Any argument that we're not in a correction is technically not true. The close today was correction town. We've made a 10% correction at this point on NQ. Slightly less in SPY and RTY. But all three are in correction territory. We have made a correction at this point in NQ. 13,377 is the target. After that, no clue. Yeah, that's my ultimate target, is down here. I deleted it earlier, but that is where my target is actually down here. My target's way down here. My target's way down at 428 on SPY as well. And then my target on RTY is 194, I think. 194, 196. So those should correspond into, that should correspond into NQ as well. All three indexes should trade down that low. But just for right now, this trade that's on, this is what we're tagging up here. I'm assuming that this tags up somewhere around 420 or 440 maybe. I think this would match up somewhere into 440, somewhere in this area. And then 428 I think is down here. For Tesla, crappy macro. Yeah, you know, we've seen earnings seasons where we don't expect us. I think I remember the summer of 2021, we thought that, or excuse me, it's the summer, no, I think it was the fall of 2020. I remember that we had a bad earnings season, and the implication was that 2021 was going to be a bad year, and it wasn't. Not, or for some stocks it was, but for the market, it was not. So you heard people say, well, they're going to dump all their bad news on you. You're going to have a bad earnings season. I think we sold the market even with good earnings, and we're doing that right now. So I agree with the I can't see a correction during earnings season, but I want to leave you with one last thing, and that would be that prior to 2000, maybe 16 to 18. Let me think back here. Prior to 2016 to 2018, earnings season wasn't a big deal. Not like it is now. You just had earnings season, right? You'd have stocks drop. There was no like earnings run up season that I remember. Yeah, I know. For Tesla, crappy macro. I want if you're a bull right now and if you think we're trading higher from here, I'm gonna please just beg and ask you that every time we trade higher, that you put some kind of a hedge on. That you hedge yourself out as we trade higher. So that goes for bears can do that as well. Bears can hedge themselves out as we hit these marks. You could have bought calls at the close today, 10-cent, 5-cent calls, and see if this runs up tomorrow. But in reality, this is the move. This is going to take place. You could have, if there was, of all three indexes, if you're a bull, if there was an index that could slightly trade higher for earnings season, it's NQ over SPY or RTY. You could see, I've seen NQ in the past be super hella green and the other two indexes be red or flat. So this is possible right here. You can see this move. I can't say that it's not on the table. You'll see that you won't see something like this on NQ. It's plausible. But I don't think that this is that big, strong move. I don't think it's going to be something like this and we go higher. I think it's something like this, trade sideways, and then a failure down. Maybe NQ has to wait to join the rest of the indexes until the end of ER season. That's a good point. I'll give that point some credence. I can get down with that. Yeah, Uncle Carl Icahn is right. I know, we all know about Uncle Carl Icahn, don't we? And then what's his name's trying to burn him now, right? I forget what his name is right now. So what I want you to do is just chart this stuff out for yourselves at home and then be ready to trade this. Or if you stay out of the market, I'll see you in a week or two. If not, if you're going to just step aside from the market, I understand that. But this is the time where there's lots of money to be made. And I'm more than likely going to trade NQ and the S&P 500. I'll look for RTY to have some kind of a pullback as well. Not pullback, but I mean snapback. But it's the same. You can chart it the same way. You can see how vicious RTY looks. But I'd be looking for a rejection here on RTY at, just some key levels over here. Yeah, RTY is a little bit longer of a trade. Usually it takes like a month for a trade to take place, or 2 months. But you'd be looking for a rejection above here at 209, 209.9, 21, 29. I doubt we even get that high. We get rejection right off the open tomorrow in RTY. That wouldn't shock me either. See something like this. But you can just trade these levels and trade this down again. Anything like this. You see this, right? Slam down, snap back up, trade down, rejection, down again, right? So you can see RTY do something like that. Maybe it trades up, something goofy like this, swing back up, and then it's down again. Okay? All right, so I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. I want you guys to be ready and prepared. This is really all the chart you need for RTY as well, believe it or not. And then we'll be looking at 196. This could be your strong earnings season on RTY, right, where they hold the market up. but you know no matter what, it's going down. All right. Have a wonderful evening. I'll check back with you guys tomorrow at 9:30. I want to say thank you to Young Trader. Young Trader, tip me. Young Trader, thank you very much. Take it easy, brother. I think he traded me $1. I think he tipped me $1 twice. I'm not sure. Yeah, Young Trader, you don't owe me any money, man. A buck shows me a ton, right? So I appreciate you supporting the channel. We'll keep this going. Yeah, so, okay, that's a good point. Let me talk to Yield to the Moon about this. This is important to know. So let's talk about this. So in the past, right, we talked about this being support and this being support here and this being support here. We can talk about this real quick. This is important to know. I want to show you guys. This is a good point to bring up. We're going to bring this up right now. I'm going to show you why. Okay. I want to show you what's going on here. Maybe we should do more of these night videos because I have time to actually explain concepts. So, for a long time, right, you had bulls that were buying puts, let's say, down in this zone right here. Okay? And the bulls were buying calls somewhere up here. Okay? And what you have is you have an implied trading range. You have a zone, right? You have a daily implied trading range, and sometimes you trade outside of those. As a matter of fact, this let's look at this real quick. As a matter of fact, you hear about tail risk. You hear about wasn't expecting this move above, right? You'll see these weird moves outside of this is what's called like your call wall. This isn't actually a call wall. But you've got absolute call gamma, which is above. That's where this is. Up here. And then you have a call wall. And that's right here. Somewhere in here, let's say. This is where you should be trading. Maybe he does a better job of explaining it. And then you have same thing on puts, right? You've got a put wall that's somewhere in here. Somewhere in there. And you trade outside of these zones every once in a great while. This will be moved down a little bit. Not doing the best job of explaining this. Call walls maybe right here. This is probably where the calls are being taken out at. I'm buying 240 calls, I'm buying 250 calls. And you're not buying that deep of puts. Sometimes we trade below the puts, where the puts are, right? This is all happening in here on IWM. And so when I'll say to you in the past, I'll say, hey, look, we shouldn't trade any deeper than 206, right? And if we trade down to this 206 area, we should bounce back. If we were to break below 206, it becomes crash zone. It's because when we're down here, you have an expansion of the put side that wasn't there before. Now, we have a problem. As we have these implied ranges, as we moved into November 8th or so, right, this call wall started to come down. And it started to go, let me switch this. This call wall started to come down here, okay? And it started to come down, believe it or not. And the same thing started to happen for this put wall. Remember, we remember we're over here, and I start telling you guys in the daytime. I say, oh shit, we've got IWM $10 million in puts, dated out to June. Oh shit, we got $10 million in puts in March to 206, 196, right? Now we've got 196 puts that are now hedge wall down to 196, right? And I'm not seeing any big call hedges up here, right? So you're starting to see this action here in the market. Okay? So you'd expect to trade in this range. And now you're expecting to trade in this range. And we won't turn this around until you start to see, let's say, no more puts being bought at 1700. You start to see calls being bought, even if we're trading down here. So we're down here at 186, let's say, just arbitrary. Down here trading in this zone, and all of a sudden you start to see 2007 calls, start seeing 2012 calls, and you'll see the implied movement of the market change. Any guys out there that watch or follow Spot Gamma, this is what they're talking about basically. For a dumbed down version of what they're talking about is they're always looking for where the puts are being bought, where the hedging specifically is being bought on the put and the call side. And so until you see bulls start to say, so if a bull says, let's say we're down here right now, right? We're at 207, and a bull goes, ooh, I'm going to be buying some outside the money calls. And you go, okay, where's that bull buying those outside the money calls? And he goes, I'm buying them at 2132. Well, that doesn't fucking make us trade up. That's just within the implied trading zone. If you start to see like $5 million or $3 million in calls up here at 2189, that's a change. That's also an expansion of volatility, right? To resolution. And if we're bouncing around down here, we don't see any more puts being bought down here or lower down here, then you're going to see calls start to be bought up here unless puts rolling off, expiring, right? And you'll start to see us making this move higher. Yeah, I'm still live. Yeah, we're still live. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I do want you to know, a good point, James. If you don't want to, I'll put an option in the description inside. If you don't want to go through PayPal to tip on my @CaptainsAlpha, I have a pinned tweet at the top where you can choose to tip directly via credit card and skip PayPal. I can't do that on YouTube for some fucked up reason. But I'll put it in the description next time. If you don't want to sign up for a PayPal account, you can go to @CaptainsAlpha, pin tweet at the top, and pay direct with credit card. Thanks, James, for bringing that up. Who brought that up? James, my brother, thanks for saying something. The captain is on at night. Woohoo! Hey, Joe. Hey, Chase. BTCCKK, good to see you. Matt yields to Emerson. Yeah, it's this really wonky thing. And I don't like PayPal either. I agree with not wanting to pay PayPal. It's really weird. So, like, trying to navigate all of this has been a struggle because, like, if I take tips through YouTube directly, they take like 30%. And that shit pissed me off. I was like, 30 fucking percent? Like, that's insane. And then I got to pay taxes on it. And I'm buying equipment and paying for services. So I'm like, I might be getting like, to pay for all this shit, I might be getting like maybe 10, 20% when it's all said and done. So then I didn't do it through the YouTube. So then I switched to doing it through Streamlabs. Streamlabs allows me to post that little donate button. So I pay a little bit through PayPal, but not through YouTube. But the best way to pay is ultimately the best way to pay is to go to my handle and pay direct through the pinned tweet at the top. Because you can pay direct with credit card and the fees are like very small, like normal transaction fees. But there's like a minefield trying to get money to a creator out there. It's a total minefield. And it's crazy because I don't charge, this isn't like a paid sub. So it's not like, I'm charging everybody an X amount of dollars every single month to be here, whether the service or the information is good or not. This is a free sub, and it thrives on donations. And that's the only thing that'll keep it afloat. So we have server fees for the website. I got all kinds of fees in the background of this shit. So then the time involved as well, and then the equipment. I'm buying new equipment all the time. I'm about to buy another computer, a big one. So that I'm going to get a server as well, so that we can store videos on a server, and then also I want the streams to be kind of pimped out, and I want Bookmap to be kind of pimped out, and so that we can get the fastest, like a 30-second delay stream at most, make sure that it doesn't ever crash, that kind of shit. All this shit costs money. And there you've got PayPal. And, well, specifically, YouTube is the worst. YouTube is like, give me 30% of your money pre-tax. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like, they're paying like 50% to 60% in just taxes. So, which is insano. Thanks, James. Thanks for using the link, brother. So yeah, so you can bypass all that shit. Like, you can't bypass it. If I try to post that link here on YouTube, it doesn't show it, which is kind of fucked up. Hey, Cody, you know, this video is a critical video for you to have. Hi, BTCKK. Night Watch with Captain Jimmy. Hit of grog. Yeah, here's, by the way, here's, I'm drinking a glass of whiskey. Just got myself a glass of whiskey, woke up from a nap, and I wanted to put this video out for you guys for tomorrow. Thanks, Yield to the Moon. I appreciate it. But I want you to go back into the video in the beginning. I want you to look at the charting that we did. We're talking about old school traditional charting, the importance of it heading into the next few days, and how you're going to snap some resistance lines and match those up with bookmap during the day and options flow. Those three tools this week should help you to identify when to start shorting this market again as we head into the rest of the week. And shit could probably get violent around here. Yeah, cheers to all of you out there. Shindao. Yeah, try to go back. Even if you can't tonight, just go back in the morning. Pause the video where we've charted them out. Snap some of those lines. On a basic chart, you can transfer these easily to a cash market chart, to an IWM chart, to a QQQs. You can chart them on just NDX or the SPY. And we'll trade this away. Yeah, I'm going to go to bed right now. You guys all have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys all in the morning at 9 a.m. It's not too late yet, is it? It's 12:19. That's plenty of rest. All right. I'll see you guys in the morning. Thanks for showing up tonight. I didn't think anyone was going to show up. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.